Alright, so first video with the new channel name. If this is your first time here, then there's still plenty of other content before this one. But if you've been around since I've started doing this, you know there's something I've kind of been avoiding doing a video on for a long time. This guy. Let's change that, shall we? This is my 2016 Subaru WRX STI Series.HyperBlue. Or at least it started life as that. Now, the HyperBlues, they only made 700 of them in 2016, and they had this distinctive brighter blue color and matching interior to go along with it. All the stitching and everything. It's also HyperBlue. And it stuck out to me for a couple reasons. Driving a car in this same distinct blue, David Higgins and Craig Drew had just finished a perfect season with this brand new body style at the time, and I figured this would be a perfect opportunity to make my own Higgins edition STI. The color was practically spot on with what he had won the championship on, and it only seemed fitting to celebrate it that way. So why Higgins? What's the big deal? Well, for me, I first got interested in Subaru and rally in general from watching a video of David Higgins going up Mount Washington in a Subaru rally car, which led me to want to get my own Subaru project car and started rally crossing, which led me to follow the team even more. And when I saw that he was about to complete a perfect season in the same color car that Subaru just happened to be releasing that fall, it just seemed like a no-brainer. But it goes further than that for me, because not only did I essentially make a celebration car from this Series.HyperBlue that had come out, but it meant that I got to meet him on accident, but I still got to meet him at a rally, and he knew the car just from seeing stuff online, which led to me getting to know him a little more, which meant that I got to meet his co-driver, Craig Drew, which meant that I got to ask him all sorts of questions about co-driving, and then Craig taught a class that I took for co-driving. I got involved in stage rallies. So there's just this crazy progression of things that went on, and it was all kind of set off from watching David Higgins in a Subaru back in 2011. As my abilities as a driver have improved over the years, I've gotten a better idea of what I want to do with the car. Instead of just throwing money at it, trying to make it as fast of a street machine as I possibly can, it's been really rewarding and fun to get to know the car, to understand the driving dynamics and everything, and figure out how to become a better driver, so that way when I make these incremental improvements in the car, I can appreciate them more and not overdrive the car as well. It's all too easy to chuck things into a corner and just completely mess it all up because you've got more power than you know what to do with. So by competing in both autocross and rallycross formats with the Nebraska Region SCCA, I've been able to enjoy my car even more. Somebody pointed it out, and I have to acknowledge, yes, my car is hopelessly out of date at this point. Subaru Rally Team USA is now Subaru Motorsports USA, and they run with World Rally Blue and gold wheels as opposed to the bright blues that I was used to before. Not only do they not have David Higgins or Craig Drew or any sort of 75-ness on the team anymore, there's no Method race wheels. I have 3 sets for this car. There's not even an STI offered by Subaru anymore, for that matter. But that doesn't keep me from wanting to run the 75 on the car, even if people don't know what it is. In fact, if anything, it's more of an incentive for me to keep running this number on the side of the car, because I love telling people about it and all the stories that go with it, and it just makes me proud to have it on the car. I suppose it might be good to do a bit of a build biology on this, but before I get underneath the hood itself I get a lot of questions on. It is actually a carbon fiber hood, just been painted to match. We left the vents exposed so you can see that. Intercooler is just stock STI, and normally there's a aluminum shroud on there that helps funnel the air to it. Otherwise, this hood doesn't hook up to the stock intercooler shroud hardware. Bit of a pain. The Vermont sports car parts all under here, hoses, All the engine mount, pitch stop mount, transmission mounts are all in there. I've got videos on all of that stuff. There's a Grimspeed stealth box for the cold air intake, as well as a Grimspeed electronic boost controller and downpipe. There's also a competition series IAG air oil separator there. That's kind of crucial. You can't see it. Underneath there is all of this. There's a the cylinder 4 cooling mod, as well as a couple of deletes that the EPA probably isn't so happy about. But yeah, it's still a relatively stock STI motor, just a couple things that have been changed to open things up and also just make things a little bit more reliable, a little bit safer. The carbon fiber hood is probably aesthetically one of my favorite things on the car, but there's also carbon fiber down here, and it's not just for show. This is a APR carbon fiber brake duct hose inlet thing. I forget the actual technical name of it, but these are essentially supplying air to the front rotors. There's a hose that runs through the bumper and comes out and connects to the back end of the dust plate on the front rotors. It's pretty cool. Pain to install though. Got a video on that if you want to see how those install. The carbon fiber wing on this is one of my favorite additions to the car, and most recent. We put some color matched vinyl on the ends there to keep the 75 in place. We've also got ARK grip performance exhaust. Kind of a neat system. They got these Helmholtz resonators underneath them. Kind of rare to see these on STIs around. Some Vermont sports car mud flaps on there as well. Moving inside the car, I still love the HyperBlue inside. Most of your special edition STIs are still just red on the interior. Got David Higgins and Craig Drew's signatures here on the dashboard. I had that done when I first met them at 100 Acre Wood Rally. Moving over here, we've got a Billetworks shift knob in HyperBlue, as well as the number plate down here as well. And the rest of it's pretty much stock. There's not a whole lot I had to do with this. Yes, I do have 3 different sets of Method wheels for the car. These are the all seasons. There's also a Method 502 set for the winters and a 503 set that's lightweight for the summers for autocross. There's also a bit of a lowering kit on this. There's RCE yellow springs and soon to come, well actually I won't tell you. There's another video coming out of that soon. But the rest of it's all just a couple of end links and bushing upgrades. The rear sway bar on these is notoriously kind of puny, so it's got a 24 millimeter rear sway bar on there. But otherwise, the rest of the suspension is mostly stock with a couple of bushing upgrades. It's been fantastic. If I'm ever crazy enough to sell this thing, I'm pretty sure I have to ask permission, because I'm apparently looking after his car. We still joke about this to this day, but I don't really foresee that really happening. Never say never, I suppose, but there's a lot of 75 that's gonna have to come off the wall in order to get rid of that car. I could easily go on with more stories about this thing. No surprise, I've had it since October of 2015, so there's been a lot of time to accumulate a lot of great stories with this. But if you want to see more, pop a comment down below. I might make a longer video about this. If you want specific specs on this car, I suppose I could, but again, things are always changing on this. So as of this moment in 2022, what is this, mid-September? Yeah, this is what she's like, and I'll keep changing stuff as I want to. But stay tuned, got some more stuff coming, and thank you so much for watching and for following the channel. Give it a subscribe if you like what you see, and there's more to come. Thanks again.